Okay, welcome back to the Caribou Video Outdoors podcast. With me tonight is Kyle Sinclair-Smith. Thanks for joining me.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me on. It's always fun to talk about hunting.
Yeah, I got your name from Peyton Golden. You guys were shooting together this year. Is it Nationals?
Yeah, the National 3D. They're up at Lac La Biche in the summertime there.
Yeah, he came home and he was like, he messaged me and he's like, I have somebody you have to talk to. It's like, okay.
Yeah, we got into the hunting conversation pretty good there. The one night we went for dinner together at one of the little breweries and started geeking out over hunting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a good conversation and definitely come from different worlds with the animals we chase. So yeah, no shortage of conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. And I see just from your Instagram, KSS Bowhunter, you've got quite a multitude of stories to tell. So that's awesome.
Even a blind squirrel finds a nut now and then. So,
so for people who've never heard of you before, can you just give them a little blurb about who you are and what you do?
Yeah, for sure. So I grew up in the foothills of Alberta, just southwest of Calgary, on a ranch. Our ranch is located in one of 3 archery only zones in Alberta. Okay. So my entire life, I grew up bow hunting. That's all I do. A better chance at hitting an animal at 100 yards with a bow than a rifle. So that's my extent of gun experience. Yeah, every year, we chase mule deer, whitetail, elk, moose, sheep. Past few years, I've been going northern BC with some buddies, mountain goat hunting. Our family also runs a archery outfitting business. So just a small operation. We take 4 clients a year, combo hunt for mule deer, whitetail, and elk. So yeah, that's about the gist of it.
That's amazing. How long have you been doing that, the guiding?
Grandpa started it in 88, and then
Okay.
I've been guiding for him since I was 18. So I more so do participate in the elk hunts than anything else. The whitetail mule deer hunts he can run on his own, but I get pretty involved in the elk.
Nice. So
yeah.
I usually like to kind of go back in time with people. Do you remember when you first picked up a bow, or who got you into it and how that was?
Yeah, 100%. It was my grandparents. There's pictures of me, 2-3 years old with a bow in my hand. There's pictures 2 years old standing beside my grandpa with whitetail bucks. And my dad, he hunts, but once every 5 years type thing. It's definitely me and my grandfather that are big into the hunting. And in Alberta, when I grew up, legal age was 12 to start hunting. My birthday's middle of November. So yeah, I turned 12 and started hunting right away. Never got a deer my first year. I only had 2 weeks to hunt. The year after that, I got a whitetail doe and a mule deer doe, and just I've been hopelessly addicted ever since.
Yeah, it's that first encounter, that first sound of the arrow hitting the animal, and just being that close to the whole experience. That just, you're either locked in forever or you're not.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, I remember my first kill like it was yesterday, and just it's always thinking about, as soon as the hunt is done, it's like, how can I get out again? What am I going to do the next time? And as soon as the season ends, the next one starts with scouting and planning and all that.
Yeah, we have a friend who mutual friend of Peyton and mine, who he always says, January, our whitetail season ends here December 31st, and like December 1st, he's always like, okay, starting to gain intel for next season. Season starts right now, right? And some of the guys, razz him a bit about it, but he's always the one that finds the animals, and he's almost always the one that's successful. So yeah.
And we just have so many animals out here. Like our regular season for me ends November 30th, but then there's some late season for cow elk that runs to the end of February. Cougar season kicks off December 1st to the end of March. Bear seasons was it April 1st through to like the middle of June. So realistically, the only time you can hunt is July and August. So.
Yeah, I came out to BC 2 years ago for elk, and I just remember I downloaded the iHunter app, and I'm just scrolling all of the animals that are in season.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like, holy cow! Between BC and Alberta, you guys have got it nailed for opportunity. It's amazing.
yeah. Like I think I can get 9 or 10 tags over the counter, like no draw, nothing. So
Wow.
there's lots of opportunity, that's for sure, especially with the archery.
Is that normally what you go for, or do you have certain lotteries that you'll put in for? And
Yeah. So I put in for late season sheep. So the month of November in the archery zone, you can hunt bighorn sheep during the rut. I think they give out 25 tags. So it usually takes about 14 or 15 years to draw that tag.
Mhm.
I have been we have a priority based system in Alberta. So I've been building priority on elk, mule deer, just for some other zones where outside of my home zone. But then things like antelope, we don't have a huge antelope population. I think, again, it takes 14, 15 years. Some of the better moose zones, can take, 14 to 24 years to draw some of those better moose zones. So I still build priority in them,
Mhm.
just in case one day I get adventurous and want to go chase outside my home base here. But yeah, I've shot 2 antelope with my bow. And I could pull the tag now, but the hard part is just getting the time off work and
Yeah.
making it
Yeah.
all go around.
Yeah. Yeah. We just we started getting moose points a few years ago. It was just a lottery before, but now I think we're building. You build points year after year, and I've heard everything from people with 4 to 7, all the way up to 25. Always depends on location.
Yeah.
How far north do you want to drive, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And that's there's some great moose zones in northern Alberta that you can pull on, 2 points, but you need a jet boat or a full
Right.
plane to get in there. Right. But
Yeah.
if you get in there, you're going to kill a 60, 65-inch bull moose, but getting there's half the battle.
And the areas that you go to for elk, is a lot of it 6 point on, like, I remember when I went to BC, it
Yeah.
was like the zone we were in, we had to be at least 6 points on one side to be legal. Is that
No, so
no?
our home zone where our ranch is, a general elk tag can be used cow, calf, spike, 400-inch bull, just any elk.
Oh wow. Anything.
Yeah, anything.
Oh, see, that's nice.
Yeah, and then we get over the counter 2 antlerless elk tags as well. So
Okay.
it's nice. You can shoot a cow or a couple cows, put them in the freezer, and then chase a giant and look for
Hmm.
the unicorn.
Yeah. Yeah. You get to get it 1 or 2 under their belt, and then you can be more selective, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
So
So
what's your bow setup like now?
this year I'm shooting Bowtex Proven 34.
Hmm.
Yeah, absolutely love that bow. I had the SS 34, and I said the only way they could make this bow better is put the deadlock, time lock, grip lock technology on it, and that's what they did with the Proven, and it's absolutely incredible. I shoot that. Shoot the Black Gold Ascent Vertic Assault slider, 5-pin slider sight, the ripcord ratchet limb driven rest, and then just a tight spot shift lock 5-arrow quiver. And I'm shooting the Gold Tip Force FOC arrow, so it's a standard 2.46 arrow.
Okay.
Yeah, I love my standard diameter arrows. You don't have to mess around with hits or
Hmm.
2-piece outserts or anything like that. And the Force, it's a super lightweight GPI arrow. And then Gold Tip has it's their fact weight system, so the back of the insert's threaded, so you can thread weights
More weight.
into it. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
and get it fine tuned. So, yeah, I mean, what was it not this past weekend, the weekend before, I shot a cow elk at 55 yards and the arrow went right through her. And I had the new Sevr 1.75 hybrid on her.
Yep. I got
Yeah.
some of those right in front of me.
Yeah. I was really interested to shoot them. Last year I shot the G5 Dead Meat and Mega Meats.
Mm-hmm.
The year before that, I shot the 1.752 blade. Why I went away from their standard one, and I get it's, 1 in a million, but if that blade hits perfectly vertical on the animal, as soon as that animal takes a step, all that muscle closes over. So I shot a doe with my son, 17 yards, 100% snow covered field. She ran 43 yards and piled up dead, and there was not a drop of blood between where I shot her and where she died.
Whoa. Yeah.
Yeah. And I shot right through the heart. Like, it was a great shot. So
just all internal. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's why I went to the dead meat, mega meat, 3 blades. It's not going to close up. Right. And then,
you don't put your fist through it.
Yeah. And I love everything about Sevr. The one thing I didn't like about the dead meat mega meats is the blades are external. Spot and stock, they got hooked on, grass or limbs.
Mm-hmm.
And so Sevr came out with the hybrid, and I'm like, man, I got to try this. And it made a hole.
Yeah, I've done a lot of testing with them from my YouTube channel, but I haven't put one through an animal yet. But just having those bleeders just creates that bayonet style wound that just won't close, and it's just going to be so much more. There's people are always going back and forth. Oh, well, bleeders, you're going to get less penetration or whatever. But I think that you're doing a lot more mass damage, and that's going to help you on the outside if you're tracking. So
and like, I shot her on the edge of a crop field, and so it's a cut wheat field. Stubble is maybe 3-4 inches high, and I wanted to follow the bud trail because I was really interested to see what it was like, and I was at a walking pace following the bud trail through the field. Like, it was everywhere, so I was really impressed.
Just like
path.
No mistake.
No, I was really impressed.
Have you you're shooting gold tip, have you shot any other arrows, or you stick to them?
Yeah, I used to shoot, I guess it would have been like back in 2017. I shot the Carbon Express pile drivers.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. So, and they were a great arrow, but the one problem I found, and maybe it was just the time period I was shooting Carbon Express, but it was like every 2 years they'd swap their arrow lineup, and you couldn't find what it was, and they changed the GPI just a bit, and so it was really hard to get a consistent arrow built, over a few years.
Right.
And so I went to the Gold Tip Hunter XT, which I still think is probably one of the best arrows you can get for your money. Like, that arrow is just indestructible. And I shot that for a long time. And then just, went down that rabbit hole of not so much FOC and calculating it, but, I'm an engineer by trade, and just putting more weight up front as opposed to the back of the arrow is a better thing. So I really like that on what the FOC had to offer, that force arrow. And it's got some other perks. It's 1,000 straightness. It's laser sorted over the full shaft of the arrow, and they batch all their arrows. So it comes with a sticker on there. So when you go to order them again, you give them the number, and they kind of sort the arrows into batches. So they're like half a grain tolerance on an entire arrow.
Wow.
Yeah. So, the arrows are going to outperform my shooting ability, but
Did you change any of your setup when that arrow study came out from James Yates or Easton?
No, I've always, the past few years, I've always shot a 4-fletch. One of the big reasons is I like to knock tune my arrows. So, if you fletch all your arrows and you have a cock vane, maybe it knock tunes not with the right color up or something, which bothers my OCD. The other reason I really like 4-fletch is you grab an arrow, it doesn't matter what way you put it on. If it clips on your string, the vanes are correct, right? You're not getting it down or up or something like that. So, and then I run a 2-degree right helical. I know my bow clocks left shooting it. But I shoot it right because I did have them shooting left. And maybe the broadhead wasn't screwed in tight, but I shot an elk and the broadhead unscrewed from the broadhead while it was in the air.
Oh, yeah.
Well, maybe the broadhead wasn't tight when I shot it. I don't know, but righty tighty, lefty loosey. So I just want that arrow spinning to the right.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. And I have watched a lot of videos of, I want to say it was Dudley or one of those high-end shooters, fletched 3 arrows with a right helical, 3 arrows with a left helical.
Mm-hmm.
And at 60 yards, you couldn't tell which one was which. They're grouping together.
No. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It's preference at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. I tell you what, there's a lot of people that are a lot smarter than me when it comes to building bows and arrows and setups. I build my setup so it can be the most forgiving setup there is.
You gotta have confidence and trust in your equipment before you step foot anywhere. Otherwise, absolutely. you're already falling behind for sure.
And I've said that, if a guy goes out and, maybe he misses a deer or, puts a bad shot on one, and it happens a couple times in a year, I'm a big, advocate of sell the bow and buy a new one, because once you've lost confidence in it, you're never going to get it back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's absolutely right.
Yeah.
How old were you when you started guiding?
18.
18, right?
Okay. Yeah, so that's the legal age. So as soon as I turned 18, I started guiding. Even before that, though, I was skinning, gutting, keeping out the heads, working in the background. I just couldn't be in legal possession of a client until I was 18.
Right.
Yeah.
And I bet you've seen a multitude of different things from different people that come in terms of preparedness. Some people pick up their bow a week before.
Yeah.
Other people shoot year round. What are some things that you've seen out there?
I think one of the biggest things I've learned, like I grew up around elk and elk hunting. So, I mean, you get into a herd of screaming bulls and they're fighting. I mean, it's super exciting. Don't get me wrong, but I'm used to it. And we get a lot of guys that come out from the eastern coast of the US and, very experienced hunters, been hunting whitetails and black bears for 10, 15, 20 years. And they truly believe they have it all together and they know what's going to come. And then you get them on the ground and there's bulls running other bulls off at 30 yards and cows running past you at 10 yards. And they come apart. And I've seen some guys like, they can shoot. You go to the practice range and they're stacking arrows on top of each other at 60 yards and they shoot 2 feet over a bull's back at 20.
Right.
Yeah. But and then seen people from all walks of life. We've had guys up from South Africa,
nice.
Come over from Europe. Everyone's got their own story and how they got there and what they do. And it's interesting the people you meet and the hunting world's like that, right? It's almost like a universal language. Mm-hmm. Someone's into hunting, they're into hunting and brings all sorts of people together.
So could you go through what a typical elk hunt would look like with you guys? Yeah,
for sure. So our ranch has been there, I think it's about 107 years now. So we hunt on our ranch and then our neighbors' lands as well. But we're really close to Calgary and it's all private land around us. And so if somebody does allow hunting for, you drive up to their house and you ask and they let you on, they also let on 20 other people.
Right.
So there's these little pockets that have a lot of pressure on them. And everybody's got their Terminator Thunder Bugle and the Hoochie Mama. So calling really isn't that great.
Yeah.
I've tried it and I've been inside, 100 yards and challenged a bull and he picked up his cows and left. And the hard part about that is, I got a lot of friends that hunt the mountain zones and they're like, well, stay on him, just keep picking his butt and he will turn on you and he'll come at you. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, like where we're hunting, it might be 160 acres where we have permission. So if they jump that fence, you don't have permission, so you
Yeah.
can't stay on them, right?
Right.
So we have a lot of success in like, okay, the elk are in this field and we got a northwest wind. They're going to take this trail and this is where they're going to bed. So we'll got a number of stands and blinds set up and hunt them like that. Set up some stands in their bedding areas, especially in the rut. You know, they'll get the cows into the bush and then they'll run cows and bulls off. You know, they'll do that for an hour and a half. And, you know, it works out really good. We've had a lot of really good success that way. You know, there's the odd time where, you know, a client, he's set up in a different spot and the elk aren't going to him or there's no elk around him. So I'll text him, hey, get out of your stand. I'm coming to pick you up. And we just don't have time to get him into a spot. So jump out of the truck and go in on foot and just get in front of them and set up where we think they're going to go. And yeah, it's worked out pretty well.
That's good. Do you find a lot of people come and just accept what you're telling them because you're the guide, or do they want to push back a little bit because they think they've watched 100 YouTube videos before they got there?
I truly find like the really, really experienced hunters, they're the ones that say, you're the guide, you live here, you know what's going on, I'm going to listen to you.
Right.
The super fresh guys, like we've had some guys that, you know, they bought a bow and practiced for 6 months and then they come hunting with us. They're also like that. It's the intermediate guys that want to challenge you and not challenge you, but question you and be like, oh, you know, I don't think that's a good idea. And I, you know, I don't push back. I kind of say like, hey, I don't think that's going to work. And this is why. Now, if they keep on it, I also have to realize that if I just keep shutting them down, they're not going to enjoy the hunt. Right. So there is a time I'm like, hey man, if that's what you truly want to do, then yeah, let's do that. And you know what? If it doesn't work out a couple times, then you know they come around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you stay motivated when things start not necessarily going your way?
You just have to.
Yeah.
You're essentially like a manager or the leader of a group at work, right? And if you have bad morale and you get down, it's gonna drop it. Yeah. And so like every morning I get up and I'm like, okay guys, today's the day. And they're like, yeah, well, you said that yesterday too. And I'm like,
I have to say it tomorrow too.
Yeah. And I'm like, in one of these days it's gonna happen and I'm gonna be right. But yeah, and just you know, just staying upbeat and even when, you know, put guys out in stands, like we'll put them in a stand, the elk are going to go there. I'll go back to the ranch house until about, you know, 15 minutes before daylight, but then I'll leave. And while they're in a stand, I'm driving all over, looking, spotting, videoing, you know, always trying to be 2-3 steps ahead. Cause they're, you know, you pick them up from the stand and, oh, what'd you see? Oh, I didn't see anything, or a couple cows or whatever. Be like, oh, that's fine. I got 200 head over here that I found. Like, let's go. Right. So just trying to keep it going.
And are you guys using a lot of trail cameras and stuff to gather intel, or?
Yeah. So this year, I think I'm running 8 cell cams, 8 cell cams and, I think probably another 20 traditional cameras. The traditional cameras aren't really for finding trails or anything like that. It's more you're taking inventory, you know, what's around that you're not seeing.
Right.
What I really like the cell cams for is, you know, you're back at the house having dinner after dark and all of a sudden the cell cam starts pinging. It's like, oh, we now have elk in, right? Like it tells you what's happening when it's dark and you can't see.
Yeah. I just set one up across. For years I've just used regular cameras, and you go pull the card, and it's like Christmas. You throw it in your computer, and you see what's on there. And now I have one of the reveal cams that's a cell cam, and I'll be sitting at work, and I'll get a picture. I'll look at it, and it's the farmers cutting the corn down. I'm like, damn it.
Yeah.
But it's nice to get that instant intel, right? Right off the bat.
Exactly. And like, you know, there could be a property, half a mile away and some, the elk are over there, but there's guys hunting and they blow them out. Well, all of a sudden, an hour after dark, my camera starts lighting up with elk because they moved in and we wouldn't have known otherwise.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So it's nice to get that intel. It really helps us, make a game plan for the day.
And when you're setting up stands, do you use different heights for different animals? There's a kind of some people like going really high. Some people swear by staying low. What do you normally do?
We used to have like a couple really, really high stands. Like I think the one was like 34 feet high. It was on a steep hillside, and it was in a big spruce tree, and the trail was up above you. So you had to be up so high so that you're above them on the trail, right?
Gotcha.
But now we've moved to a lot of like box blinds. It gives you a lot more versatility. You can hunt it if the wind's wrong. A lot of good scent containment. And we've almost moved away 100% from tree stands and to ladder stands.
Okay.
So yeah. Like we were getting a lot of clients that did not like tree stands, and when 50% of our setups were tree stands, that then limited us where we could put the client. And so we just started swapping them out for ladder stands, and they're better. People feel more comfortable in them. Heck, I even like them better than a tree stand. So I think they're, I don't know, 15, 18 feet, something.
A little more sturdy for people too.
Yeah. And I'm a bigger guy myself. I'm like, 260, 6'2". So guy feels a little more secure.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm in the same boat. Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Now I know the grizzly bear hunt stopped in BC. Are you guys able to still hunt them out where you are?
No. So my grandfather did draw a tag the last year they had a hunt. He did not get a bear, but then, they shut it down because they were a threatened species. But the population's just absolutely exploded. Like you go sheep hunting and you'll see more bears than sheep.
Right.
There's my house. I live just 20 minutes south of Calgary, and Calgary's 1.7 million people. Town I live in, I think, is 33,000 people. And, just, I think it was 5-6 years ago, they shot a grizzly bear 2 kilometers outside of town.
Mm-hmm.
Our ranch is only 9 miles west of here. And it was 2014. We had 9 grizzly bears within 4 miles of our ranch. They're just thick.
Yeah. Was it 20? I was trying to remember. Was it 2012 when they closed it? Or was it earlier than that? Yeah.
I think it was right, because I think my grandfather, I'm probably going to be wrong on this, but I thought his tag was like 2010.
Okay. Yeah. So there's bears out there that have never experienced being hunted before.
Yeah. Exactly.
Scary.
Yeah.
We ran into maybe 4 when I was out in BC. Just so big. Like,
oh yeah. And they're an apex predator. Like they just don't care.
No. No.
And they're getting smart, especially in the mountains. Like they hear a gunshot and that's their dinner bell.
That's their dinner bell. Yeah. I was going to say that too. Yeah. Do you guys have a lot of mountain lions too where you are?
Not right where we are. We do have some. I've gotten, I think, 2 on trail camera this year. As like the rule is now in Alberta, if you own or occupy the land, you can shoot cats all year round with any weapon. And then they just changed it this year too, that if you have permission in writing from the owner or occupant, any resident can shoot them all year round. So there is areas in Alberta, what they call a CMA, so a cougar management area. And they have quotas on the cats. And from December 1st to the end of March, you can run them with dogs and tree them, which I've gone on those hunts, and they're absolutely incredible. But where we're at, because it's all private land and it's smaller parcels of land, we're not part of a cougar management area, so therefore we can't run them with dogs.
Okay.
We do have a season, but it's what they call a boot license. So you can hunt them on foot, and that's about it. Or you're sitting in a tree stand and one walks past you, you can shoot them. But yeah, we can't run them with dogs or anything here.
What would you say are some of the biggest challenges you guys face with the guiding business?
I think with the guiding business and even personally is the loss of land, like the loss of access. So Calgary, a lot of big money in Calgary, oil money. Guys, they'll sell an oil company for, 30, $40 million, and they'll go buy, a section of land. And it's not that they don't like hunting. It's just that's their private little oasis. And right. They like seeing the elk, right? And they don't want random people running around on it while, maybe they're out for an evening walk with their kids. And so they'd say, hey, like, we just don't want hunting here. So just when you lose that land, not only do you lose the access, but now you've created a pressure void. So, if it's got good bedding on it, it doesn't even have to have good food because there's so much agricultural land around here that, they can travel 500 yards and find a hay field. But these elk, they'll get in there, and the deer, and they'll stay in there till after dark, and then they'll go feed, and then they'll go back in there because no one and nothing bothers them.
Right.
So
safe.
There's no reason to leave, right? So you create these pressure sinks, and it's hard because they get in there and they won't leave and they don't move around, and you can't hunt. Well, you can't hunt, right? So that's the biggest challenge. Yeah.
How do you balance getting your own hunting time in when it's time to guide?
Yeah. Like I think I only hunted like 4 or 5 days in September.
Oh, really?
I was just, so busy with my full-time job and then guiding as well. And so I've been trying to make up for lost time here in October, and I'll, hopefully I can get some real cold weather and some deep snow, and the big bulls will start to move. They'll come out of hiding and hopefully get a good bull.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you have anything planned for the rest of the season?
No, rest of the season is just going to be, hunting weekends. Got some incredible whitetails on camera. Got a couple good mule deer found. So, we're already starting to see pre-rut activity going on. Some of the smaller bucks are lip curling and running with their nose on the ground. So getting excited about that. Hopefully turn up a good bull elk. I know there's a few real good ones around. But outside of that, I got a late season cow elk tag for January, February. So try and shoot that. A couple buddies got it in December, so I'll help them out. But yeah, nothing really crazy. Next August, we're planning a mountain goat hunt, me and my buddy from BC. So go up northern BC, north of Smithers there, about 6-7 hours. Try and get that in the go. And yeah, that's about it. How about yourself?
I've got a couple whitetail spots that I'm going to be hitting up. Again, just trying to balance it around work, right, and family and everything else, and juggling all that. So the season always tends to vanish quicker than you want it to.
Yeah.
I have a limited amount of time. So we have a cottage about 2.5 hours north of where I live. Okay. And it's surrounded by crown land. It's perfect. And recently I've been doing a lot of scouting up there. So I'm picking some spots here and there to set up. And I find that as soon as Thanksgiving hits, everybody closes up shop and they don't come back until the spring. So literally it's me and like 2 other people. It's great. Nice. And I haven't seen any other bow hunters up there, so it's even better. Usually moose, it's really crazy. Like I tend to get out of there and let them run around and do their thing, and then once it's all clear, I'll go back in. So
nice.
So I've got we got black bear up until the middle of November, and then whitetail goes all the way to the end of the year. So either one steps out, it's going to get it. So
now with bears, do you guys, is it just like spot and stock, or can you run baits, or?
we can do bait. Yeah. Which is nice. I have a family member who invites me up to their property. They've got about 300 acres.
Yeah.
And they run baits pretty hard for both bear and whitetail. So I try and get up there a couple weeks a year too. So kind of stretch it out between, doing my own scouting and then trying to capitalize off of there too. So
that's
it's
great.
been good. Do you stick to a particular camo brand, or do you like solids, or what? How do you normally outfit yourself?
Yeah, for where we hunt, I'm really partial to Sitka. I really do like it. Their open country is really nice, even in the early season, because we got a lot of white poplar. So when you're on the ground, it's really, really light. The one thing I really like about Sitka is you compare it to a lot of other brands, and the patterns are really dark on a lot of other patterns. And I just find Sitka's really a lot of lighter tones, so it blends in well. I think it was 2 years ago I finally broke down and bought their Fanatic set, and I don't know how I hunted November without that.
Without it, yeah.
Oh, what a game changer! So, that was really good. And then I guess the real reason I started buying Sitka is there was a point in my life where I was really, really thick. We'll call it. And Sitka was the only one that would fit me. I was wearing their triple XL. Like, I think it was like 315 pounds. Like, I was hitting the buffets hard. But I just really got in shape and just kind of stuck with it. I knew their pieces. I knew how they worked together, and their patterns really good too. So that's what I like. I run Stone Glacier backpacks.
Okay.
Like that. Yeah. And I find too, like, Sitka does a really good job of making quiet stuff, like really good for bow hunting.
Yeah, I ran their subalpine stuff for a couple of years and loved it. Awesome. I loved how you don't think about it at the time until you're in the different, like you said, the different changing environments. Like, I'd wear that in the winter, and the white that you don't necessarily see in that really pops even in the snow, and it worked for that too. So that was, now I'm using Numa, which is really good. They've got like a Kaza pattern, which is like more greens and browns, and then they have more of a winter pattern that's got more grays in it. You almost look like the tree bark when you're wearing their Kaza OV stuff, and you just kind of blend in. And then they've got this heat core underlayer that takes a battery, and it's got a little push button on your chest.
Okay, yeah.
And there's 3 different heat settings, and my God.
Yeah.
I used it for the first time last year, and I was in the middle of a blizzard in December.
Yeah.
And I just put that on the medium setting, and I was like baking. It was like, I had like a merino layer, that, and then I think a jacket. Like, literally it was next to nothing, and I just was so light and as warm as could be. I had a little hand muff in front of me. I'm like, I'm gonna fall asleep up here.
Oh yeah. My buddy's got I think it's one of those Milwaukee vests.
Yeah, same sort of deal.
Yeah. And he said what he does, he gets in the stand and he turns it on high for like 10 minutes until he gets warm, and then he turns it on low just to maintain.
Yeah, I was doing that at first. I put it on the high setting for maybe 2 minutes, and you're like, okay, whoa. Right?
Yeah.
And then you kind of shut it off. But then I found that center setting, and I was like, I could post on this for like 6 hours and before the battery runs out.
No, that's really nice. And I the other reason I like his setup too is, we can be sitting a stand for whitetail, and all of a sudden you start seeing a herd of elk move through, and it's like, okay, I'm out of the stand and now we're on foot. Where, I'm bulked up. Well, not bulked up, but I got my Fanatic set on and I'm sitting for whitetail. You're not running anywhere in a Fanatic set.
Absolutely not.
As with him, he's like, all right, let's go. and he turns it off, and away we go. And I'm trying to peel layers off and run at the same time. And so yeah, it is nice that way. I could see that aspect of it.
Did you always use Stone Glacier, or did you work your way through different companies?
No, a lot of my friends are really big into sheep hunting. Like the one guy, I don't think he buys any other tags in Alberta except a sheep tag. So yeah, I just picked their brain, and honestly, like, you start watching some of these sheep hunts, guys are hunting up in the territories in the Yukon, and it was very repetitive. You kept seeing Stone Glacier, and my mindset was, these guys make a living with a backpack on, and if it's good enough for them and it's working for them, then it's going to do more than what I need it to do. So yeah, I've heard Kifaru's really good. I know some buddies that run that, Mystery Ranch, those, I guess. And then I've never ran a Kuyu, and I don't know anybody personally, like a good friend that's run a Kuyu. So I know friends of friends that have, but yeah, kind of the big names that stood out to me were Kifaru, Mystery Ranch, and Stone Glacier, and I just happened to settle on Stone Glacier.
Yeah, I've done a number of different pack videos for YouTube, and I find it's all personal preference, just like boots, right? Like, somebody can put on a Mystery Ranch and be like, this is the best thing I've ever had on my back. And then somebody else can put on a Kifaru and be like, nope, this is the one for me, right? Like, it all depends on what you want. If the frame, if you like a stiffer frame or one that'll flex more. I just picked this up not too long ago. This is the Initial Ascent.
Okay.
So it had like my favorite things about one of the Kifarus that I liked and one of the Mystery Ranch ones that I liked.
Yeah.
And it's kind of both of those in one.
Yeah.
Plus they've got, their frame has got, it's carbon fiber, and there's the top piece that goes along your shoulders has these two hooks that come up, and originally they were designed for you to sling a rifle on, so that it was off your shoulder. And one of the guys from the company, one of their friends, was on an elk hunt, and he messages them and he's like, hey, great idea putting these hooks on here, because I just put a game bag in the meat shelf, another game bag on one hook, and another game bag on the other, and I'm carrying 150 pounds, and I'm walking straight up and down because the weight is now dispersed across the entire width of your back. It's not all in one spot. Just want to take a quick break to talk to you about a couple of things that I've been using that I think might benefit you. One is this Numa Outdoors gear. This is in their Kaza OV pattern, which is great whitetail pattern when you're up in a tree in the fall and late season. They also have a Kaza pattern which has more green in it, which is good for spring through to the fall. Numa has given me a code to give to you of Caribou Media 20, which will save you 20% at checkout. Another product here that I've been using for years now is the Bulldog targets. This is a Canadian made target. They're made in Manitoba. They have a lifetime warranty. I've used that warranty twice now on a couple of my larger targets that are outside. It's very simple, very easy. These targets are 2-finger removal every single time, which is incredible. Field point only target. Bulldog's been gracious enough to give me a 20% discount code to give to you at checkout. Use code BD20-Caribou-Media. That'll save you 20% on these awesome targets. Now back to the show. And they're like, no, that's not what it's designed to do. We haven't, like, be careful, we haven't tested it that way. And it worked fine. And then the next few batches, they added some more layers of carbon in there just in case, because they didn't want people to start doing that and run into a problem. And no one's had an issue, and now people are hauling just insane amounts of weight.
I bet their chiropractors love them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, like I don't know, I'd gone on, so I run I think it's the Sky Guide 7900.
Okay. Yep.
And we did 2 12-day mountain goat hunts, and the first time I think my bag was 93 pounds going up the mountain. And then the next year I put my bag on a diet and left a lot more stuff at home. And I got it down to like 81 for 12 days, which is, I mean, still heavy. And I still took shit I didn't need. But I had zero complaints. Like, it carried it the way I wanted. I never got sore. I never got hot spots. And it's like, man, what else do you want? Right. And my thought process is, yeah, I'm sure there's bags out there that could maybe be a little bit better, but I could also spend a whole bunch of money and it gets a lot worse.
Oh yeah.
So
if you find something that works for you, run with it. Just run with it. Yeah.
Yeah. And you're exactly right. Like I had Loa boots, the Tibets.
Yes.
And I wore those out, and then I went to Kenetrek and one season, and those Kenetreks were trashed. I found they broke down and got super soft really quick.
Interesting.
And I like a stiff boot. So yeah, I went back to the Tibets and I sheep hunt in them and I stalk mule deer in them. Like I wear them. The only time I don't wear them to hunt is when it gets super cold. I put on my Arctic Sport muck boots and go sit in true sand.
I will swear up and down that those Loa Tibet GTXs are quite possibly the best boot I've ever put on my foot.
Yeah.
Actually, they are, because they're the only ones that I have. And it came down to, so my wife surprised me with this elk hunt 2 years ago. Her cousin is a guide in BC, and they came over for family reunion. I've told this story 100 times, so you've never heard it. They came over for a family reunion one year. He wasn't a guide, he wasn't hunting, but he knew an outfitter and he was helping up there. And then a few years go by and we're like Christmas shopping, and she says, I have to tell you something, you have to change your holidays at work because you're going out to BC to hunt elk with Daniel. I'm like, don't do that. That's something I really want to do.
Don't joke about this.
Don't joke about that. That's not funny. I said, I can't do that because he's not a guide and I need to be going with a guide or be hosted by somebody or whatever.
Yeah.
She's like, no, you're not listening. Like, he has his guiding license. He's been guiding for the last few years. You guys are going. So of course I'm like, oh my God, I need all this stuff.
Yeah.
So of course I had a list of boots I wanted to try, but we don't get a lot of the same opportunities as maybe out where you guys are down south. And it's like, okay, I've got the store an hour from me will sell the Loas.
Yeah.
But everything else you have to order online and hope that you're right.
Yeah.
So I literally put my foot in them and I'm like, done deal. Like, these things are, and like zero break-in time. I don't know how your experience was with them.
Yeah.
For a leather boot, they were just amazing.
Well, and I have horrible feet. I don't know what it is, but they're just soft. Like, I look at them the wrong way and I get a blister. So, and the Loas, I get the least amount. My feet also sweat a lot. So kind of by the end of the hunt, they're getting super soft just from all the moisture. Yeah. And so in the mornings, what I do is it's called the Leco tape. And you buy it on Amazon, and just right off the bat, I tape up my heels. I tape up, put a couple strips on the bottom, and I'm good to go. And it's preventative, right? And it's like, I would rather take 15 seconds and put the tape on than be halfway through the day and have a blister, and it's too late then.
Yeah, Aaron Snyder's sworn up and down about that tape too.
Oh yeah.
It's just a total game changer. So I actually bought, I was looking at the Hanwags, and they're like a $550 boot, and they went on sale for like, I think it was 70% off.
Oh wow.
And of course I couldn't try them on. So I ordered my size, and they got here, and they're too narrow. Like, damn it. Like, I really wanted these boots to fit. I don't need them because I have the Loas, but I couldn't pass up on a sale like that. I'm like, I'll just buy them and I'll put them away until I destroy the Loas. But
that's a big thing I found is, like, I've tried on the Crispies, I've tried on the Handwags. The Kenetreks are wide enough, but only in their wide version. But again, it's like I wore them on a mountain goat hunt, and my ankles were so sore. Really? And the year before, I wore my Loas, and I never got sore ankles. But then those Kinetrex, my ankles were just so sore.
You almost want to buy 100 pairs and store them in your basement or something.
Yeah. And I just got the new version last year, the Loas. So the first version I had, they didn't have that locking. The top eyelet is now locking on it. My first pair didn't have those. Man, I couldn't figure out how to get them off until I finally figured out you have to flip them out to unlock them. But I'm like, I can't get these boots off.
Have they frozen on you in the winter?
Haven't had it yet. No.
Yeah, I haven't either.
No.
And I love the crisscross on the tongue, so that you're constantly pulling in both directions, so your tongue stays straight and doesn't flop one side or the other.
Do you do a wrap around the tongue? There's that center bead in the tongue. Yeah. So I come across and I wrap it around it and then go to the outside, so it keeps it 100% centered. Yeah.
I do the same. Yeah.
And then my wife, she taught me the best thing ever about laces. She used to be a figure skater. So when I tie them up, you make your bow, and you got your two bows, right? And you take the bow and you put it over the top hook, and then you pull it tight, and then you take the other bow, put it on the other top hook. So when you pull it down, your eye loops are hooked on your top hooks, and so you pull the tag ends and it tightens them down, and then you just do another quick loop, but they will not come undone.
Wow.
Like, will not come undone.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Tricks of the trade.
I know. All from figure skating. Yeah.
That's wicked.
Yeah, no, it's those little tricks help for sure.
Do you have a hunt that sticks out in your head that you like, a bucket list one that you'd love to do? Money's no option kind of thing.
If money's no option, I think my top animals would be number one's going to be a mountain goat. I really want to kill a mountain goat. I've been twice. The second time I went, I sat for 2 hours. I had 3 big goats bedded at 51 yards. Had a great shot opportunity at one of the smaller of the 3. I mean, he's still a 9.5-inch billy, like a great goat. But, I got greedy, and there was a super giant there, but he was bedded quartering towards me for 2 hours, and got greedy, and the wind swirled, and away they went down the cliffs, and never got another chance. So number one would be mountain goat. If money's no object, probably Doll sheep. Probably go with Arctic red. Also really want a mountain caribou. Probably go with the Arctic red there too. And then muskox.
Ooh.
Yeah. I think, and that one I'd want to do with like Elmer Lake Lodge. So I'd want to go with on that. But that's mine.
It's incredible how the prices go up and up and up. Like, for me, it's woodland caribou in Newfoundland. Because I watched Donnie Vincent's video, Terra Nova, 3 days on the island, where he's out there, and I remember I think I saw a clip for it, and I just loved like the cinematography and everything, and the way he tells the stories. I just completely fell in love with it. So I ordered a couple of his movies, and I'm watching it, and he's like, I can't believe it took me this long to get to Newfoundland. I was like, he's in Canada. I didn't even realize at the time that that's the only place where the woodland caribou, you can go hunt them, right? So I think that's got to be maybe 5 or 6, 7 years ago that I bought that and watched it, and I think it was $10,000 back then, and now it's got up to, I think it's closer to 20 now. Like, just.
And I remember I started getting interested in sheep hunting and started looking, and I think a Doll sheep hunt was like 23,000 for a Doll sheep. Now they're 70. Like a stone sheep in BC is 130,000 US.
So you're better off just to go and join the less than one club and hopefully get to go to sheep show. Have you been before?
Not to Reno. We have a
No.
big wild sheep banquet here in Alberta every year.
Yeah.
I think last year there was over 1,000 people there, and that's a really good time. But quite honestly, like if a guy's big into sheep hunting and you live in Canada, the best thing you could do is, especially if you're, in the medical industry or, certain types of law enforcement, it's like,
Yep.
if you have nothing tying you down, transfer, go live in BC for a couple of years, kill a mountain goat, kill a stone. I mean, there's lots of over the counter. And once you do that, I mean, I know guys that have moved up to the Yukon and Northwest Territories so they could go hunt dolls. Like, man, to be young again and know what I know now.
Yeah. Yeah. When we went out, so the hunt that I got for Christmas that year turned into a family trip. Like I was kind of it was getting closer and closer too. And I was kind of panicking. Like if I fly out there and my stuff doesn't show up, or my bags get lost, or my bow gets fucked up on the plane, like it's over before it starts, right?
Yeah.
So my wife was like, okay, well, why don't we do this? Like we both wanted to experience that across Canada drive. So she's like, why don't I had to work up until a certain point. I had a certain section of time off that I had to stay within. So she's like, I'll drive out there with your truck with all your stuff and take our daughter with her, and they'll get a little experience themselves.
Yeah.
And then we'll fly, my son and I will fly and meet them. And then they'll fly home and we'll eventually drive back when we're done.
Yeah.
So that's what we did. And it worked out. It's definitely not the cheaper way to do it, but it was fantastic. We got a little family visit in there, but going to a place like BC, when you haven't really experienced mountains, like, yes, we have ski hills here, but you haven't experienced a mountain until you go out west. And it's just like, we got sucked in and we're like, why are we living where we're living? Like we need to move. This is insane. Just incredible landscape. And like you're saying, the difference in, a resident tag compared to, a non-resident is huge. So it's definitely something to...
It's not only that, but like you said earlier, we have to be hosted or go with an outfitter. Right. And I mean, that's really limiting too. It's not where we can do, self-guided or anything, but it's BC and Alberta, they both offer just a world full of opportunities when it comes to hunting.
Mm-hmm.
No. Did you get an elk?
No. So that was the other thing. Before I came over there, I watched all these videos, and everybody gets a bugle and learns how to do it. And I had the Phelps one that they came out with that has a reed built into the mouthpiece.
Okay.
So I was having issues with the diaphragm. So
those things are the devil.
Yeah. So this thing was great because it's almost like you're cheating. It's got it built right into the mouthpiece, and you could hand it off to anybody and they'd be able to do it. So everybody wants to sound like that great big massive loud epic bugle. And I heard maybe one of those in real life. You're getting a fraction of that. Maybe it was the time of year, I don't know. It was early September when we went, which again wasn't ideal, but we made the best of what we had. And we did hear them from time to time, but it wasn't your Jurassic Park sounding bugle. It was more like little cadences here and there. We did have one really good opportunity where we were in a cut block and one was definitely coming. We could hear him coming, and I'm like hunkered down. I'm trying to film it, hand the camera to my son. I'm like, just try and keep it in focus, but this is fucking awesome. Like, I'm glad you're here with me, kind of thing, right? And then this guy came driving into where we hiked into with his truck. And he had a dog with him, and the dog's barking, and he gets out and he's all mad because he's blaming us. He's saying that we were hunting the same elk as him, and I was like, "What's going on here?" Like, it's coming through the trees, right? Like, everybody shut up. Like, this is it. This is like, we had 8 days. This is the opportunity, and it didn't happen. And the elk turned around and took off. And he's like, "I'm in here with 2 of my friends," and then you could hear his friends in front of us. They were bugling, and I'm like, "Okay, that one over there was real. Those are not." Like, you could almost tell, right?
Oh yeah.
And then later that night, we're all kind of bummed. We were gonna keep kind of stopping and checking other spots on the way out, but that was like our last big push. And we're sitting around the tents at night, and you hear these little chirps. And at first we were like, is that same group of people? Like, did they come back to kind of trick us and messing around with us in the bushes? I'm like, no, it's not them. It sounded like cows and calves talking to each other. And then we wake up in the morning, and there's like tracks running right through in between our tents, right through our camp. Oh. I was like, oh my God, we need to go. This has gotten pretty frustrating at this point. Yeah.
It just had an insult to injury at that point.
Yeah, it was amazing though. It was quite like everywhere you look, it just looks like a painting, right? It's just spectacular.
Yeah. So it was interesting. So we had those 2 clients come in, and they'd seen elk before, like, in national parks out west when they took trips from Ontario and stuff. And the one guy's like, "Okay, so what is elk hunting like?" And I'm like, "Man, it's chaos." I'm like, "It's just absolute chaos." And he's like, "Well, it can't be that bad." I'm like, it's chaos. There's bulls running everywhere. There's cows running, like they're just going everywhere. And I said, it's really hard to keep a handle on the situation because, you're looking at this bull, but then another bull comes in, and he's like, "Oh yeah, okay." And I could tell he didn't fully believe me and really comprehend what I was saying. Next morning, I put him out in a stand, and it was like, I think there's 50 or 60 elk come into him right after legal light. Like, I mean, the sun had just broke, and he said there was elk running everywhere. And one of the cows actually hit the ladder on his ladder stand as bulls are chasing. And he thought the ladder stand was coming down, and he was like ready to draw on one bull, and it was over here. But then he seen another bigger bull coming in, so he swung around, but then that bull chased another bull off. So then he turned back to shoot at this one, but this one was gone, and he got back, and he's like, "Man, you were not kidding. That was absolute chaos. Yeah. I didn't even know what to do." Yeah. It's crazy and really frustrating at the same time.
Yeah. Like, if you had the power to change like a regulation or something out there, is there anything that you would modify or change from the current?
Yeah. Hunt grizzlies.
Well, yeah. That might, I mean, I don't know how much longer they're going to be able to keep that the way it is. Like, eventually they're going to start going in. I mean, they're already attacking ranchers, cattle and things like that. Like, eventually kids are going to get snatched. Like, I hate to say it, but it's a reality, right? People are going to start getting attacked.
Well, and I just read today, there was a guy, I think about a week ago, he got attacked by a grizzly bear in BC, got himself out, called 911. And I think it was just today he succumbed to his injuries.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And didn't make it.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's sad. And it's like, one of my buddies calls me a pussy because I don't like to sheep hunt by myself. And he's like, "Man, think how many tourists are up hiking those same mountains where you're sheep hunting, and none of them get attacked." I'm like, "Yeah, but I'd rather someone else there to, shoot this bear with a flare gun or a bear banger, spray bear spray in its eyes or something, right?" And yeah, just it's unnerving being out in those hills.
Do you take anything like that with you when since we can't carry handguns like the US?
No, I don't. I mean, I got bear spray and I got bear bangers, but I don't. A lot of guys are carrying those Defender shotguns with the pistol grips, and
Yeah.
maybe a guy should, but when you're going in by yourself, you got your tent, your food, your gear. I mean, you already got a big pack on, and I've never really looked into it, but I mean, those little shotguns still got to weigh another 5 or 6 pounds or 8. And chances are it's strapped to your backpack. So at that point, really, what good is it?
Well, like I used to bring up until I guess even last year, I have a compact 30-30.
Mm-hmm.
It almost looks like a kid's gun. It's really small.
Yeah.
That I was taking with me, and part of me was like, is this more for my peace of mind? Because at the end of the day, I've got this backpack on. I've got camera gear in there because I set up cameras when I'm in the stand.
Yeah.
I've got my saddle or whatever I'm bringing in with me. I've got all my stuff. And then I've got a rifle on my shoulder. And it's like, realistically, if I'm in a situation where I need to get this quick, it's not happening.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No, absolutely. I think the only thing I would like to see changed is our draw system. Like there's just some draws that my son's 7 years old. They changed the rules this year. So when you're 10, you can hunt in Alberta, but you also have to be 10 to start applying to the draws.
Okay.
And there's just some draws that are 100% unattainable for him. So, there's a ton of ideas if you go to the point squared system or maybe, 25% of the tags are a random lottery and the other 75% for that species, for that unit, 25% are random lottery, but something has to be changed because today's kids are never going to pull a tag.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we got to look at opportunities for them too, right? So
for sure.
I mean, there's some tags that I could pull now, but I'm going to save them and then I'm going to pull the tag and partner my son on them. And so he can have a chance to shoot an antelope, or he can have a chance to bighorn sheep hunt in November. And otherwise he'll never get that opportunity. So I think that's probably the biggest thing Alberta really needs to look at is redoing their draw system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just a couple more things. I've had you on here for an hour now. I appreciate your time. What have you had any like holy shit moments with either on your own or when you've been guiding where you've been like, that was a close call?
Yeah, on that mountain goat hunt. The last one I did, there was 2 times that I truly thought I was never going to see my family again.
Wow.
Yeah. The one time my buddy shot a goat and it was down in the cliffs and we dropped in and it started raining really hard and it's all wet grass and we got down to the goat, but we soon realized we couldn't go back up. It was too steep. And so we're like, okay, well, we'll just continue to drop down the chute and we'll get down to the bottom creek and follow it back up and around to camp. Not a big deal.
Right.
Started dropping down and it's like, okay, it's an 80-foot cliff. So we had to climb up and over the spine. And then it got into this, it was like, it looked like really nice soft shale that you could walk in, like deep snow kind of.
Right.
But it was like really, really hard shale with pea gravel on top of it. And, and I slipped and I started going for a ride down this crazy carpet. And I had my hiking pole. I was trying to jam it into the ground and it finally caught a soft spot. And if I would have had carbon poles, I would have died because that aluminum pole just bent, but it was enough to stop me. And so I got out of that. And then the second time was when I went into those goats. And again, I was coming across this shale slide and I could see it got into hard stuff, but I only had to cross about 15 feet. And down quite a ways, there was a bush on the other side. So I'm like, okay, I know if I run and I keep running fast, I'm going to curve down the hill. But if I can get to the grass, I'll slip and I'll fall and I'll slide into the bush. And that worked out the plan. That was great. Everything worked out good. Got in on the goats. But then when it come time to get out, I couldn't go back across that slide. So I had to picked my way up, and I got to this very steep wall, and part of the cliff had broken off, so it was kind of V'd, but it was only like literally maybe 12, 14 inches thick. And so I'd wedge myself in there and kind of climb up. But then once I got to the top, it was like a knife. And I was literally, I had my body draped over it and I was scrambling out. And it's just, I just was like, my life's not worth a mountain goat. And yeah, it really scared me. It really scared me.
Yeah, that shale is almost like quicksand with rocks.
Yeah.
It's can get pretty gnarly. I mean, I haven't experienced it, but I've seen other people on it, and it looks like can be really unpredictable at times. Do you carry like an InReach or a Zoleo or anything like that?
Yeah, I run an InReach. All my buddies run InReaches, and we can message back and forth on them. But so what happened actually is he shot the mountain goat at night, and he went down in the cliffs by himself, and it started raining again, and it got really foggy. And he's got like this $6,000 custom built gun, and he actually had to strip his bipod off the gun and use the bipod to jam it into the ground to pull himself out of there. And it was pitch black, and me and my other buddy were back at the camp, and we're trying to InReach him. But because of the cliffs he is on, he couldn't get any satellite
Couldn't get a signal.
Yeah. And so
we
were like, well, what do we do? Do we hit the button? And I said, let's give it till midnight. If he's not back by midnight, we're going to hit SOS. They can't do anything tonight.
Right.
But they can get organized for first light. And he ended up showing back up at camp. He's absolutely soaked. So and you don't take a lot of clothes on these backpack hunts, right? So he was absolutely soaked. So he stripped down. We gave him all our down gear, got him in his down blanket, got him, warmed up and whatnot. But yeah, that hunt. I mean, there's a lot of things that almost went very wrong on that hunt. And
are you bringing like a teepee tent with a stove, for instance?
Yeah, so that was a dumb mistake. So we took a teepee tent, didn't have a stove, not a big deal, but we put it on top of this big saddle, and so we could see a storm rolling in, and we're like, okay, let's get back to camp and get under cover because it's gonna rain, and we really only have 2 hours of hunting left anyway, so we're not losing out on anything.
Right.
So we're laying in there, and the center pull's a metal rod. Yeah. And we're on top of the saddle, and it's like an absolute all-out thunderstorm with lightning. And I'm like, if this thing gets hit, we're all dead.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, well, what do we do? Like, do we get out? And I'm like, I'm not going to get rained on because there's nowhere to go. Yeah, there's nowhere to go for shelter. We're on top of a mountain. I'm like, this is the stupidest thing we could have done. But it worked good. It was nice. We did get stuck in it for a day with fog. So it was nice to have a big enough tent that we were all in there and we could play card games and keep each other entertained as opposed to just being huddled up in a tent by yourself.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so
awesome. Do you have you've told a few stories already, but do you have a hunting story of your own that you can share? Archery that you were successful in, or not? Whatever.
Yeah, no, this one, it was probably one of the coolest elk I've ever killed. So I got set up, and me and my buddy, we were in two different spots, and he messages me. I could hear the elk, but I couldn't see him. And he messages me. Actually, he called me. He's like, man, I hammered a huge bull. Is, great. He went down into the trees where you were. Now, the trees from top to bottom are only about 80, 90 yards, and my stand was right in the middle. And so I could see if anything came by. But the trees are like 400 yards long, so it's long and skinny.
Right.
I'm like, okay, nothing's come past me. I can hear the elk. They're moving towards me. You already shot a bull. We got work to do, so I'm going to shoot a cow. We got work to do anyways. He's like, okay, sounds good. So as the elk are getting closer, there's this big bull growling in there, and I'm like, man, that sounds like a good bull. So he comes through, and he comes up to 17 yards, and he's absolutely screaming his head off straight on 17 yards, pissing all over himself, raking trees. And it was just such a cool hunt. Turns broadside. I shoot him at 17 yards. He goes about 60 yards and piles up. And
wow.
so I get down and I walk up, check out the bull, throw a tag on him quick. I walk up to my buddy. I'm like, yeah, I found my bull. Let's find yours. And so we start looking. We couldn't find blood. We couldn't find an arrow. I'm like, okay, well, these trees are like 90 yards wide by 400 yards long. Let's just start grid searching.
Mm-hmm.
So we grid searched it, didn't turn up anything. I'm like, okay, my bull's been dead for like an hour and a half. Let's go get the quad and trailer, get him out. And then while I'm getting him out, I'll call the neighbor and you can go check his property. And he's like, okay, sounds good. So I said, hey, I just need your help to get this bull on the trailer. So we're winching him, and the bull died. He kind of died on the side of a bush. And so we started dragging him with the winch, and he kind of flops over, and my buddy's arrow is sticking out of the bull's brisket. And so he shot the bull, and it went under the brisket bone and was stuck in that really thick, meaty chest. And he come into me, and he was like, he pissed on himself and raked trees and bugles for 5 minutes in front of me before I shot him.
With an arrow in him already.
Yeah, and the arrow was still in him. And
that's wild.
And then it got awkward because I'm like, look, man, like I'm not stealing your bull on it, but it wasn't gonna die. Like it didn't even enter the chest cavity, and he is bugling and running cows, and
right.
He was very mad at himself. He wasn't mad at me or anything, but yeah, he was a little upset, and it was a really good bull too. But so it's interesting, that story, because of the outcome, but also probably one of the coolest hunts I've had, just being in on a fired up bull. And yeah, that was
and close too. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's only 17 yards. So
you normally drag them out, or do you do the gutless method, or what do you normally do?
Usually we go grab the tractor.
Yeah.
And that works pretty good. And then tractor, quad, trailer, very agricultural land where we're hunting. You might have to chainsaw a couple trees to get a quad to it, but I'm very, very lucky that way. I've never had to pack out an elk in my life.
Oh wow.
And I think I think I've killed like 40 or 50 elk. And then our clients as well, we've just, if we can't get a tractor to it, we can get a quad to it, and then just drag it out and then pick it up with the tractor.
Right.
Yeah. So
and then you can hunt over the gut pile for bears.
No, we bring them all back whole.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we bring them all back whole and got them right at the ranch there, or just out right close to in the pasture, and that way it doesn't screw up. Like literally, we've killed an elk out of a blind one day, brought it out, and the next day we killed another elk out of the same blind, just because everything was brought out whole. So there's there's a little bit of blood on the ground, but outside of that, there's really no deterrent for them not to keep going that way.
Yeah, that's good. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on here and talking to me today. I appreciate it. Can you let everybody know how they can find you and your guiding business and everything else?
Yeah, you can just hit me up. It's KSS Bowhunter on Instagram, and shoot me a message and go on there and have a chat with me, and we can get stuff figured out.
So you said you take around just four people a year?
Four people. Yeah. So we do 2 10-day hunts. Each hunt has 2 guys, and that's all we do.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Just little mom and pop shop, very, very intimate. Stay right at the ranch house there. Got a big trophy room with 2 bedrooms off of it. So, the guys have their own space and own TV out there. And all the meals are home cooked right there by my 80-year-old grandmother. And
wow.
Yeah.
Sign me up. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
That sounds great.
Yeah. Good little deal. And I mean, the elk are, 300-400 yards from the ranch house. The hunters open up their window at night and you can hear the elk screaming in the field as you go to sleep.
Wow. And do people book in advance? Like a year or 2 in advance, or how does it?
Yeah. Well, right now, I'll be 100% honest. We don't have anyone booked for next year because this was allegedly our last year.
Okay.
Grandpa's 83, Grandma's 80, but those 2 boys from Ontario are are sending flowers and chocolates and calling every day, hoping that they convince my grandparents to do it another year.
Yeah.
But yeah, as of right now, I was told that was our last year. It's just like I mentioned, losing a lot of acreage. Just year over year, it's becoming harder and harder to stay on top of the elk every day, and then just with their age too, and I still have a full-time job, so it's just I don't know. It's up in the air right now. So far it's shut down, but depends how many boxes of chocolates those guys send. Yeah.
What's their favorite?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't even know my grandma likes chocolate. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thanks again. I appreciate it.
Thanks so much. It was a great chat.
Yeah, we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.
Absolutely. Take care.